Okay, guys, welcome to another Champions Way webinar. We gave everybody a couple seconds, extra minutes to get logged on. So, Natis, when you're ready, just let me know. We're going to get started. So make sure you're going to record it for everybody, for anyone that misses the webinar. Excellent, guys. Okay. Well, welcome to another Champions Way webinar. I'd like to welcome everybody today. This is Sensei Nick on behalf of Champions Way, on behalf of Natis, and also John Malik, our Vice President of Sales, is in the building as well. We'd like to welcome everybody, and let's go right into it. Okay, so first, a little bit about Champions Way and Perfect Mind. Champions Way was founded in 1998 by Master Free Dordar. We currently serve over 5,000 small businesses. We employ 60-plus people. We also have our headquarters in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, and we have a smaller office located in New Jersey. If you'd like to visit us on any of our social channels, you can visit us at facebook.com/championswayfans, twitter.com/championsway, youtube.com/championswayinc. We also have a blog at blog.championsway.com, and we have another blog on our lounge at championsway.com. And we have the world's largest online community for martial artists at community.championsway.com. Okay, so the topic of today's today's webinar, we're really excited about it, is the 6 keys to email marketing. The 6 keys to email marketing. So I'm going to get my pen ready over here because I have a lot of pictures, and I'll be drawing some. I'm going to do the best I can to draw some good diagrams and put some notes in there for you as well. Myself and John Malik will be doing this webinar today, and I wanted to say this is a very special picture to me. One thing I'd like to talk about with any martial arts or entrepreneur, school owner or entrepreneur, most of my ideas and John Malik's ideas and a lot of the best ideas we've had have all come after hours, okay, not from what we do from 9 to 5, okay, or from 4 to 9. And if you were in my webinar earlier in the week, one thing I talked about was, you know, the martial arts business, if you're teaching from 4 to 9, you know, there's still another 20 hours a week of operations, okay, just to hit 40 hours. But to me, it's those after-hour, you know, talks with your, whether it's your, you know, your crew, people that you're trying to network with. That's when the really big things happen. And this picture here goes back. This was when me and John actually came up with the idea for the Champions Way Library. It was in my garage. John came down, you know, for everything he did for me. I got him courtside seats to LeBron James, and we sat on the court that night. So this is when we came up with the idea for, you know, the library, and then we started doing social media. Then we started doing, now we're doing social media with websites and everything with integrated all in one. So I'd like to, you know, give a big shout out to John, who helps out so many of the Champions Way clients, and he's a big part of the team. So anyway, another thing we wanted to talk about before we get started was, if you haven't heard about the Champions Way Training Day, there's going to be some great speakers there. John Malik, obviously. Okay, that's November 5th. It'll be in Turnersville, New Jersey. It will be all about lead generation, lead nurturing, lead conversion, social media, email marketing, student retention, and student engagement. So myself, John Malik, will also be speaking as well on pay on performance. Okay, and these are our topics. If you go to trainingday.championsway.com, you can get some more information. So myself, okay, Sensei Malik. All right, we're really fortunate to have Professor Ricardo Almeida. I'm not sure if anybody saw the fight last week of Frank Edgar, but Professor is not only just, you know, killing it in his school with social media, but obviously, you know, he's the head coach of UFC champion Frankie Edgar, and Ricardo is just a passionate martial arts instructor, runs a very successful school, and the things that he's doing for social media, I haven't seen many school owners doing. So that's one of the reasons why we have him coming in, so you can hear someone other than myself or Master Ace on what they're doing to use social media to, you know, generate students, to increase retention, and so forth. And then finally, Master Ace Ramirez, updating your curriculum for better retention. Everybody knows Master Ace. He's one of our longtime clients and a great, you know, crew Muay Thai instructor. So we're really excited to have both of those gentlemen here at the November 5th event as well. Anyone that registers before October 15th for this 9 to 5 event, it's only $49. Okay, and also that night we'll be going over to my school, and we'll be watching the UFC. That will also be included. You get to hang out with all of us, watch some fights, have a good time, pick our brains, and hang out. So before we get started, if you'd like to follow myself or John Malik on Facebook, you could do so by going to facebook.com/SenseiNickD or facebook.com/GL14. That's for John. And then on Twitter, same thing. You can follow us on Twitter if you'd like to see what we're doing and putting out content and find out what events are coming up, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter if you get a chance. We love to tag our people that are out there working hard with us. We like to build the momentum, work together with people that want the same thing. So if you follow us on Facebook, you'll see that we are really working hard, and we're always trying to help other small businesses and martial arts schools. Anyone that would like to be up to date with my webinars, you could text Sensei Nick to 64842. That is one word, Sensei Nick, to the number 64842. That will actually give you a website online presence consultation. If you're interested in checking out, talking to myself, just fill out the form. That will direct you right to a blog on tips on lead generating for your website. Okay, and also you will get text messages about upcoming webinars, events, blog posts, any tips I think are beneficial to a school owner or an entrepreneur. I'll be sending your way, usually about 1 or 2 a week. And if you don't want the text message any longer, you could just text STOP to 64842. So one thing, let's go into it now. We're talking about email, and one thing I've been guilty of, and a lot of people have talked about, email, no one opens it anymore, okay, and it doesn't work, and it's not as effective as it was before. And while I don't disagree that maybe it wasn't as effective as it was before, I really believe that what I go over today is going to give you a different insight on how you can make it successful, and also check out some of the things you're doing and improve it. Okay, I've done this myself, and I've seen, I kept researching and saying, what am I doing wrong? That's what I look at, not what I'm doing right. Like if I'm getting leads, that's great, but how could I increase it? Okay, and so I want to make sure that I pass on the same tips that I've done, and that way you could use them as well in your business. So the event takeaways. Let's go over what you're going to learn from today's webinar. Okay, there's 5 major things we're going to go over. The first thing is the email marketing formula. I'm going to go over that with you. The second thing will be the 5 ways to get subscribers, 5 simple ways, and if you're missing 1 or 2 or 3 of them, then I'm sure that you're going to see an increase in your subscribers, which is so important. Okay, and it's always your newest subscribers that are the most important, okay, because they're going to be talking about you, and other people might just be on your list, but they're not really active. They don't really open your emails. So when you start getting these new subscribers, we want to make sure that we're following the formula and we're giving them exactly what they want. The 5 rules on email content, just some basic rules that I use, and if you use these, I think that before a blast goes out or a campaign goes out, if you follow these rules, I think you'll see an increase in the response rate. And then the next thing is, really simple one I'm going to go over is link or sync. Okay, I love links. Okay, links are one of my favorite things on internet marketing. I just love having links that go from one place to the other. It keeps people, interested, taking them from one place to another, driving them back to your website. But if you don't use links, you are going to sink. Your email marketing will sink. And then 10 tips before you start. So we're going to cover all this. You're going to get a great idea, all right, of what you need to do. And then from there, the 10 tips before you get started. That way, when you're ready, you tick out that checklist, and you have these written down, and then you're going to see an increase in everything you're doing. So takeaway number 1 is the formula. And one thing about me is I really try to concentrate on, science rather than just gut feelings. A lot of people, we've been talking about mobile sites, and I'm starting to see an increase in my mobile site lead generation versus my desktop. Instead of just, believing the hype or whatever, same thing with social media. Some people will, argue it and say it doesn't really work. Okay, well, the numbers speak for themselves. I know it does work. And you have to go based on science and formulas rather than just like hunch feelings, okay, and saying, well, I got no leads, okay? And we'll talk about some of those statements that people make, and we'll cover exactly how to overcome them. So instead of going through a science formula, I'm just going to break it down, like we said, real talk. So the goal of email marketing, there's only one goal, and it's to make money, to get students, to get more clients, to generate leads, and at the end of the day, making money, okay? That is the goal. We're not email marketing. We're not doing email just for a crusade or anything like that. At the end of the day, we got to make sure that we're getting leads. So we're getting students. We're making money. So the obstacles. So let's go over the obstacles first. These are the 4 main obstacles that you're going to face when it comes to your marketing formula for email marketing. And the first one is spam. Okay, spam filters. Okay, we've been talking about this in a lot of emails this week. And when it comes to spam, there's reasons why your emails will not get seen by people. So we're going to cover some of that. All right, and we're going to talk about that in general and talk about how you could alleviate your email going to spam filters or spam, and that way it gets opened and then increases your percentages. Same thing we talked about earlier last week. Email subject lines, very critical when you're doing email campaigns, and I'm going to cover that as well. The next thing would be another obstacle is your time. People send out email campaigns at, I call it like they're not really thinking about the time they're sending out these emails. For example, if you have a fun night on a Saturday and you're sending out your email campaign on a Saturday afternoon, we might open our emails all the time because we're entrepreneurs, but the mother of three, okay, that's getting that email, she's opening it on Tuesday. So there's a lot of things you want to think about when it comes to email marketing, and especially with the timing, and that's one of them, is that the timing is crucial. And sometimes you want to try different things and then test and base it on analytics rather than gut feelings that you think a Monday email at 10 o'clock is good. I can tell you that it's not good because everyone's too busy, and I get it all the time. Since I emailed you on Monday, it's Tuesday morning, you're just getting back to me. Yes, I'm not going to be emailing you back on Monday. You will not get an email back from me on Monday unless it's later at night when I have time to review it. But Monday is my go-to day. That's where I have to get everything organized, prep for the week, and I'm sure you guys are in a similar situation, and other people are as well. So timing is really important. I like sending out my emails on Tuesday. Tuesday is a proven time where most email campaigns are actually read. And then finally, another obstacle is when you become annoying. All right, when you start blasting people and it's all you're sending out is emails about the 6-week special, the special this, the special that, sign up, sign up, sign up, sign up. It's very, very annoying. Okay, and you have to avoid this. This is a major obstacle for you because you're going to see nothing except unsubscribers. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. So those are the 4 main obstacles when it comes to email marketing. Okay, now the question I have for you is, what's more effective, the 10-90 rule or the 80-20 rule? All right, some of you guys that have been in my webinars, you already know this. What I mean by that is this. When you send out an email campaign or any type of social media marketing, any type of marketing whatsoever, do you think you have better chances of getting responses or remarks when 10% of the emails are about, for your clients, and 90% are for you? Meaning, so let's say I send out 10 emails. 9 of them are about my products or services. Sign up, sign up, sign up, special, deal, discount, whatever. Okay, or and then the other 1 email I send out is the 6 ways martial arts will help children with ADD, okay, or the 80-20 rule. Now the problem is most of us, okay, are using the 10-90 rule, and this is the one we should be using if you hope to see results and achieve results. So you need to flip-flop this. Okay, success is the 80-20 rule. That's where the success is going to be. 8 out of 10 posts, okay, are for the consumer. Okay, the other 2 are for you. Okay, so 8 out of 10 are for the consumer. The other 2 are for you. That's really a simple formula you want to think about. And this looks really annoying, and it looks, and this is what I want you to visualize every time that you're sending out these blasts. This is what you're putting in their face. Okay, and the thing is, excuse me, most of us will send out an email campaign to cancel students, to students that are not happy with us. Okay, a lot of us fall into this trap. Now imagine how annoying it is when someone quit because of an instructor that didn't teach right or whatever the case is. And then in the course of a week, this is what they're getting. Sign up, sign up, sign up. I know that if I was out somewhere and I was getting an email like that and I was at a conversation with a couple of my friends, I'd say, man, you know what's amazing? I quit Planet Fitness 6 months ago, because they overbilled me or they did this or whatever, okay? And, or because it was a dirty gym, whatever the case is. And they don't even know. They just keep emailing me about signing up again. And that's going to come back to something else we're going to talk about, which is personalizing your email. And the thing is, guys, one thing, again, my statistics, a lot of things you're going to see, has been built over 12 years of building my email lists. So, there are no shortcuts. All right, I've tried them all. Buying email lists, okay, what a waste of money that was, okay? Maybe it's good for business, okay, but we're not, we're trying to go after people that are interested in martial arts. We're trying to build it, from the school of hard knocks, okay, going through the hard ways and building it up. Believe it or not, this is what you got to do. Okay, so I'm going to show you the ways to do this. So when you see some of my stuff, you're like, well, it must be easy. You have 5,000 or 4,000 people, 8,000 contacts, 11,000 contacts. That's right, for 12 years. So let's go over the keys now, okay, the keys. So we already went over the obstacles, and the first key is the content. And I don't really like talking about this that much, but it's very important now that we're going through this to remind people. Okay, when we're talking about content, we're talking about tips, courses, kits, downloads, everything I've been talking about for years, but some people are still in the need of changing their mindset, and I'll come back to that. So that's number one. Okay, that's number one. The number one key at the end of the day is going to be your content. Okay, it will win at the end of the day. The second thing that for me, which is a combination of the content, is educating. All right, content that educates the consumer. So think about it this way: we all own martial arts schools. Most of us businesses that are membership driven. So a couple topics: the 6 keys, and it doesn't matter what style you're teaching, of how jiu-jitsu will help with your coordination or help with your flexibility, whatever. Okay, the 5 tips on how to improve your child's focus. Commonly asked questions about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, about mixed martial arts. A free ebook on how to increase your child's focus. A free course on 3 to 6-year-old martial arts skills for development. A free download on how to avoid bullies. Okay, that is what I'm talking about when it comes to content. All right, that is what's going to win. That type of content, that educational content that's going to make someone say, wow, this guy is really passionate. I like what he's teaching. This is why I'm going to choose there. Versus the 6 weeks for $29, the 6 weeks for $99, the 6 weeks for $49, the 6 weeks for $1.99. I've seen it all. We've all seen it all. Okay, and it's a turnoff. And you would be much interested in this rather than the other one. Okay, so why do you think they wouldn't be? All right. Time, we talked about, same thing. One of the other keys, turnaround time. Sending it out an email at a poor time, not thinking, okay, is going to annoy people. You're sending out 12 o'clock at night. All right, maybe they're getting on their phone. I'll give you an example. Like I have to turn my phone off at night. Okay, I have to because I get so many emails. And the thing is, like my wife, okay, will flip out on me because boom, 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 it's vibrating. All right, it keeps going off and on. And sometimes it's people, blasts from people emailing me from their school. All right, and that becomes annoying. So imagine, that if my wife wasn't so understanding, all right, and then she's yelling at me and she's flipping out, okay, and I'm getting the same email from the same guy for the 8th time, okay, you're going to get that nasty email back. Please take me off your list, please, all right? And, we all know about customer loyalty. Okay, customer loyalty with that, they're never going to tell you about you. They're going to go out of their way to tell people how annoying you are. And if you start becoming that person, obviously it's not going to be good for business. Early in the morning is the really good time, Tuesday after, not Monday, okay? Tuesday morning and after. Weekends are great. I've been doing a lot of content and posts on weekends, getting a lot more feedback. Everybody's a little more relaxed, happier. People aren't, they're just like, it's a really good time to where people have the time to think, read, analyze, okay, then maybe call you back or make a decision. Check the open rate. What is the open rate? People just blast out emails and don't even check out the open rate. Okay, if you're not checking that out, then it's time to review and adjust. All right, so check your times. Do a little beta testing, all right, on your own. See what's opening and when. The next thing is the mobile device. 80% of people open email on the mobile device. All right, so the question is that, I know a lot of us right now, we're setting everybody up on their mobile sites. A lot of my SMO clients, we're setting up their mobile sites. And that's important because, remember, if 80% of people open email on their mobile device, that's important because when people are opening email, the last thing they want to do is scroll around and look at these websites that people don't even fit into it. It's a shame. Like, there's, people out there that are producing websites that look good and, at the same time, it's not even mobile, which is like, beginner, novice information for a marketer. So you really want to make sure that the website is mobile. And, Perfect Mind, obviously, we make mobile forms as well. Okay, that way you're not scrolling and fixing, and people get annoyed by that. And the same thing too. We talk about forms a lot and capture forms, and people say like, well, I want this, I want this, I want the name, I want the phone number, I want to know how they heard about us, I want to know what state, I want to know what city, I want to know their form becomes like this. Okay, this is what they have, and then they have a submit button at the bottom. And every time you add another one of these tabs or whatever fields, okay, your chances are just going down. All right, and that's important to know. So mobile forms, okay, using Perfect Mind, all right, and using our social site, which is amazing because it could do both. All right, and here's the sample of a mobile website. And you've seen, if yours doesn't look like this, okay, I'm sorry, but I hate to break the news to you, you don't have a mobile site. Right, it should be very easy to scroll up and down. That's it, north and south, not east, west, okay, southwest, east, okay, just north and south, up and down. You see this little thing right here? This is our home page. Simple. All right, simple is better nowadays. Here's the programs we have. So if you clicked youth, it's going to take you to youth. A little explanation about the youth. There's the form. It takes you to a nice mobile form that fits inside the mobile device. Very important. Calls to action. So because if you're driving people and they're opening the email, or then they can't even read it, that's not, obviously it's not going to be good. Excuse me 1 second. John's going to kill me because I'm having a drink. Excuse me. So one of my favorite ones is the call to actions. Another one of the most important factors. Call to actions. So this was an email that we tried getting out to you. We had some technical difficulties with a couple things, but this is an email that I want everyone to read. All right, once you go to the lounge, when you're done this webinar, go to my blog, and this here is a picture of a perfect email. Seriously. All right, there's nothing in it. If you don't want more information, then that's it. You got great information. I gave you everything. All right, and then guess what? If you don't want to fill out the form, don't fill it out. But I provided you with great material. I'm that confident in this. 5 keys of having a lead generating website. And I go through all these different things on helping people with their schools. And then if you go, this is like another section, and notice the links here. Click here to watch a recorded webinar. All right, you could have a click here to watch the YouTube video of a kids class. I mean, be creative. Okay. Then here, register for the upcoming webinar on the 6 keys to email marketing, which is today's webinar. All right, there you go. There's 2 links. Okay, already. Then you go down, and then there's another link. Okay, what are the next steps I can take? So you read this. You want some more information. All right, great. You want a free website assessment? Fill out your information, and then we'll review your site with you, and we can go through it. That is a sample. I want you to think about it. Let's go back here for a second. Just take out the title. All right, the 5 keys of improving focus. Okay, I'm sorry about my writing here. 5 keys to improving focus. All right, so I would start here with the 5 rules of focus. Everybody knows them. Type it in the box if you know what they are. All right, eyes, mind, and body. 3 rules of focus. Sorry about my penmanship's getting worse as I use the computers more and more. But anyway, I'll go over that. The 3 rules of focus. Okay. Then from there, samples of children that have increased focus. And like I could just have a parent talking about it. It doesn't matter, whatever. Okay. Then I could have register for upcoming workshop. Make a form. All right. I mean, it's very simple and it's easy to do. If you follow this email template, this blog post, that's what most of the emails are. It's really a blog post. You could take this simple thing and just change it for anything that's going to fit around the needs of your business. All right. So, and then the most important thing is my followers, your followers. Okay. My followers, I want them to be educated. I want them to know everything. I want to teach them as much as I possibly can. And you have to do the same thing. Okay. You have to do the same thing for your followers. These people are following you. Okay, don't look at them as an email subscriber. Don't look at them as just people that want email. They are following you. So you want to make sure that you're providing them with as much content as possible, all right? So that way they will go to war for you, okay? They will go to war. They will go to battle. They will spread the word, all right? Take care of your followers, just like we talk about on Facebook. Take care of your fans. Take care of your students. Simple, okay? So to get the money, all right, which to make the income, to generate leads, whatever, okay, beware of the following. Spam, let people know. Okay, let people know. Meaning that when someone's, like what I did before was we'd have birthday lists, and it worked out really good. Okay, we got thousands of email addresses. But at the birthday party now we've changed our form, and it's like to be on our email list for updates, events, specials, deals, and discounts, please leave your email address. Okay, that way before we just make them write their email address. Okay, so letting them know in advance, okay, is very important. And one thing I'll come back to is who it's coming from. All right, like who it's coming from. We'll come back to that. But that's one of the biggest things for spam. All right, and then obviously the timing, I told you, beware on Mondays. Okay, beware on Mondays and shoot for the weekends and see what kind of response rate you're getting. Compare it. Email on Monday, okay, and email on Saturday and see what better rates you get as far as content that I'm talking about, not a blast. And the subject lines, avoid caps. In your subject line, if you have this, okay, like something like that, okay, or let's just say, today only or something like that. We've seen that. Today only. The one-day sale, whatever. Avoid caps. Avoid free. Okay, in your caps, free. All right. Discount, sales, pitches, phrases, whatever. Limited time offer. Be very careful with that. Stick to the things that what's in it for me. That's all you got to say to yourself. What's in it for me? The 5 tips, the 5 whatevers, the 5, or don't send it to them. And then remember the 7 highly annoying emailers. So hopefully you're not one of them. The 80-20 rule. Don't try to sell your students. Not too many emails, and what's in it for them, the question you're always asking. And make sure content's number 1, educate, go mobile, okay, have lots of links. Timing is crucial, all right, and again, that's kind of the combination of the mobile, very important. Those are the things you want to keep track of. So that is your email marketing formula. Instead of saying, I could broke it down and said, in order to get conversions, you're going to need 4 different forms of content plus, whatever, an open response rate that's over the 60%. I can go through that, but I wanted to break it down in layman's terms and make it simple. So let's go to takeaway number 2, the 5 ways to get subscribers. And I hope that we're already doing some of these, and I'm sure that you are. And if you can take 2 or 3 from these, then I know you're going to increase your chances. So the first one is the website, okay? And it's a shame. Like, I know everyone's always like, Sentinec, I love your website, love your website. And it's great. I appreciate the feedback. And my website, for those you don't know, I'm not in my school. I'm not there anymore. Okay, I'm there 2 to 3 hours a week, if that. I don't have much time to spend on it. And my site, like perfect example here, I want to change the starter package, which this is okay. I'm getting email addresses, but I'm a kit person. I like kits, courses, and stuff like that. I would make this a bully kit, okay? And it's okay. Like maybe next month you guys try to do something like that. A bully kit will get you more than the starter package. The bully kit, that's where I live in New Jersey. I can't even begin to tell you how crazy it is for bullying. All right, it's unbelievable. I mean, and I'm not sure about your areas, but now we all know that we read from left to right, so it's really simple. And I should have my phone number on here. That's one thing I'm making sure of all my clients. But I'm reading from left to right. There's a special right here, and bully kit, leave their information. If you put their phone number in there, that's fine. But that's number 1. It starts with your website. The second thing is kits and courses. All right. If you offer a course, if you offer a kit versus the email blast, you will get so many more responses if you could put together a nice kit. The Pendergrasses, Keith Miller, are some of the clients I know that are offering courses and kits on their website, all available right through Perfect Mind, which is amazing. Okay, I don't know anybody else doing that, but right from there, you're able to offer these little kits, and you don't need to be a writer or some kind of technology guru, or you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, guys, I'm a martial artist at heart. I'll get all my uniform on. I'll tell someone to start recording me. I'll make a kit in 20 minutes. Okay, on the benefits of focus, on the benefits of jiu-jitsu, on the benefits of whatever. Okay, and if you have these types of kits and courses and you're promoting them online, your response rate is going to get so much higher. So you want to offer these online and then set up capture forms, and all you're asking for is the email. It's a creative and clever way to get people to register for their email addresses. And I had to pick some quotes out. I do love quotes. All right, to me, one quote can motivate me for a week. All right, one of the things Master Free, one of his quotes he had said to me was, "Winning's in your DNA." And it meant a lot to me. He told me, one time, he says, "Sensinig, you're a winner." And I said, "Really?" He's like, "It's in your DNA." And I was like, "Really?" I said, he's like, "No, it's just you're born with it. You're either born with it or not." And the question is, I'm like, "Oh, okay." I really appreciate that. But I started using that, telling other people about it. Everybody really liked it. Another of my favorite quotes: "Hustle beats talent. If talent doesn't hustle." All right, that is a quote that I love. Okay, I started at the bottom everywhere. Okay, everywhere I started, everywhere. Point sparring, karate. Okay, when I was with another association, started with sweeping floors and mopping mats, borrowing money from my students to get gas money home. All right, same thing. Start and always just have that desire to get to the top. So here's something I hear from people, and we don't give away free anything. All right, and this was a cool diagram, and there's the point, and there's you. All right, so if you really don't get that and understand that you have to give something away, and that you're trying to build email lists, because in the future, if you don't have lists, you're going to be marketing to nobody. Then you can just keep just trying to sell people and doing what you're doing, and you're not going to get the point. So we don't give anything away for free. Please stop saying that. All right, I've given away everything that I know, okay, in every possible way to our clients, everything. And a lot of people that I came up with, never teach your students more than you know. Never teach them the techniques. Never teach them, to me, that's like, I'm sorry, that's like someone that is afraid, and that's not my style. I'll teach you everything I know because I want you to be better than me, just like John taught me, and he's always pushing everybody in his staff. We try to give the best we can to everybody. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, these kits, and you're like, well, I don't want to give away a free course or a free kit, then keep doing what you're doing, and your email will just die. Okay, it will die. So that's important. Facebook, okay, this is obviously, when people tell me like Facebook doesn't work, or they miss the point again. No, I'm not going to go to Facebook, just because you have a Facebook page and say I'm ready to sign up. All right, go back a second. Go back a second. All right, so you have your Facebook fan page now. That's great. Okay, if you think that people are just going to come up and sign up on there, then they're not. Okay, you need to start going on there. Interacting, posting videos. People should be talking about you instead of you talking about yourself. If people are talking about you, and they're mentioning you, and they're happy about the classes, so if you're not getting referrals and people aren't talking, you're not getting anything from Facebook. I have this simple solution: take a look at your classes. Take a look at your behind the desk people. All right, I talk to so many different people. I've talked to owners, and they're like, "Why don't you talk to my program director?" Now I tell people, I'm not talking to your front desk person. That's a waste of my time. And years ago, when I did talk to front desk people, they're like, "Could you talk to my front desk person?" Like I've basically, I would have fired them if I could have, just based on honestly the way they talked, how boring they were, how they thought they knew everything. They just, they knew it all, and they have 30 students. 40 students, 50 students. So it's more about your students talking about you. And this is it. Look, simple. Just, that's all we want. Just subscribe to our email list. That's all. And that's important. The front desk, we talked about that. That's really important. And what I was actually yesterday, I was at a doctor's office helping them get set up for their social media. And there's two different options here. And believe me, I know that, it might be tough in your area with the economy or whatever. And, you could have a fish bowl and ask people to leave their email addresses, or you can have an iPad. And one of my favorite clients, Jordan from Lana MMA, this guy is just, amazing. He's always working hard. We were working on his new social site, getting everything set up. And we were getting his landing pages set up. And he got Sensei, he's like, I have a big event this weekend. I just want to get one of my forms for Perfect Mind. Just a basic form, name, email address, and phone number. And Jordan, I'm not sure if you're in the room, but if you are, I believe you got like 170 leads. You know what I mean? He used the iPad. Okay? I mean, like put on a credit card if you have to. If you want to use the fishbowl, I mean, like it's just so much easier. Set up a form, tell people you're having an email list, tell them why they're doing it, and start collecting email addresses. But that's what I would do if like if I really was trying to build this. If you're really serious about email marketing. I mean, and I know, like I said, it's tough. If you can't do that, then there's other alternatives. Get a laptop, and just have a Perfect Mind form up there. That's all. I mean, and make sure someone knows how to use it if you can't afford to get an iPad. But I like the mobile device easier because if I was still in my schools, I would have the iPad in every class. I'd have it at the front counter, and every class I'd be checking, do we have your email address? Do we have your email address? Do we have your email address? Like, that's one thing. I have no shame in my game when I was in my school doing that. Okay, and that's a key for you there. Events, like I already talked about Jordan, perfect example. Too many times you're like, oh, could you fill out this form? Could you fill out this form? Just get their email address. Get their email address and phone number, and tell them, what we're going to do is we're going to email you a special. We're going to email you like a schedule, something. Put a kit, for a free bully prevention kit, for a free martial arts online course when you're going out to do these demos or wherever you are. Even if you're telling them to text you to 64842, set up to a capture form, that will have their email address. Okay, simple, whenever you're doing things. And then the fifth one is the blog, which is on your lounge. Okay, here's our blog. And you want to have something where people could join now and become subscribers. So this is it's a clever way, like if you want to post on the lounge, you have to become a member. And you make that field required to get their email address on there. So those are the 5 ways that we want to build our email lists. Okay, so I'm sure that some of them you're not using, and if you can pick up 2 or 3 of them or 1 or 2 of them, you're going to see an increase. So one more time, let's review. The first one is the website. Okay, having that capture form on there. All right, and then the second thing is your Facebook subscription list. If you have that, I know most of my clients have 1 and 2, which is good. The next thing would be at your events having a capture form to collect email addresses. The fourth thing is making sure that you have a blog. Okay, the blogs are huge. Emails are really blogs. That's really what they are. They're blog posts. Okay, and then the fifth thing I would recommend would be having an iPad or whatever. I'm an Apple person. I'm an Apple guy, so I'm not sure what the other ones are called. The Blackberries and all the other devices, all the copycats. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, those are the 5 ways that you want to get email subscribers and letting them know that they're opting in, so that way they're okay when they get the emails from you. So let's talk about, this is a fun one, the 5 rules of email content. Okay, so the 5 rules of email content. So this is rule number 1. All right, so you're putting your content together. All right, if you can't answer this question, pretending that you're them, like what's in it for me, then don't even bother sending it. All right, and you could say, well, a deal is a great special. Okay, all right, that's fine. You know what I mean? But if you're looking for an increase, which we're trying to increase our percentages of getting people to open and respond, the deal, the discount, whatever, like if it's going to someone that was already at your school, what's in it for them? If they quit your school, okay, because you weren't open, or every time they called you didn't answer the phone, or there's so many different reasons, okay, there's really nothing in it for them. All right, but guess what? If they were a canceled student, and then you start producing quality content on tips, courses, kits, whatever, maybe they'll call you back. That's the goal, right? And we know that getting canceled students back is a lot harder. But even if you're going to your prospects prospects as well, what's in it for me? That's rule number 1. So rule number 2: solve a problem for your readers. All right, you'll get so many thank yous when you actually could solve a problem for people. Okay, solving a problem could be for focus on children. It could be a dietary problem. It could be a fitness challenge. It could be there's so many different things, but solving a problem for your readers or your subscribers, okay, that's going to go a long way for them, okay? They are really going to like that, okay, that's going to be effective. This is number 3, okay, list building tips. All right, I love lists, all right? So, when we talked about like what's in it for me, or we're doing solving a problem, okay, people like lists, and you can go through and one thing we'll talk about when you're making your content, okay, a simple one would be just making a list of lists, making a list of lists. So here's your list, okay, and you want to have your list of all the different, the 6 ways, the 4 ways, the 2 ways, 3 ways, the 5 6s, the whatever ways you do this, okay, all that stuff. So this is one of my favorite ones, list building tips, all right, for people. They love lists. Okay, then number 4 for your content, you want to make sure that your content's easily shared, okay? So that's important. That's why, like when I said using a blog, like, embedding your blog and taking a blog post, Perfect Monitor does that for you. I mean, like it can be shared. You just, send them to it, okay? And if you get into the habit of getting everyone on your blog, that really becomes your email, emailing the blog out. If you can't do that, all of our capture forms that we provide for Champions Way, if you're putting links together, those links are able to be shared. We have sharing options on them. Okay, so you want to make sure that if your content's good, it also can be shared. That's huge, and there's a lot of ways of doing that. I think that was number 4. And then number 5, good call to action buttons. I mean, if you really don't have anything that's like eye-catching, just go on Google and just type in like register here, or click here for more info. You'll find something like that, and you can have a nice button like that, and it should be of something of value to them. Not click here for the $10 special. Okay, click here on the 5 Rules of Focus course. Click here for the download on how martial arts will help your children. Click here, whatever. Like that's what I'm talking about. Good call to action buttons, not the ones about signing up, spending money, the discount of the week, the discount of the day, whatever. Okay, so let's moving on here. We're doing pretty well with time. I hope you're getting some good stuff here. Takeaway number 4, link or sync. All right, so you have two options. You can either be a person that just becomes an expert in having links and lots of, you understand the science behind it and the strategy behind it. I'll break that down for you really simple in a second. Or forget it. You'll have dead emails that no one reads, no one cares about. And even if you ask a question at the end, I mean, there's a lot of different tips on blogging and emails to get feedback. The bottom line is those links have to be done with a strategy, with a strategic game plan of where you're trying to get them. Okay? If not, they'll either unsubscribe or just, it'll become a dead email and you'll lose them. So remember that. Tell that to your staff. No links, we will sync, or no links, you will sync. Okay? So the thing here's a sample of what I'm talking about here when it comes to links. All right. So my blog is where that's where I really email people is my blog. So I could take my blog, I could put it into Perfect Mind, the HTML part, which is simple. Okay, and I'm sure John will be able to show you that later, or someone from Champions if you need assistance. But so when I do my blog and I have an article, okay, in my article I want to have at least like 1 or 2 links that's gonna like take some people, a student, to somewhere else, whether it's on my website, okay, or whether it's to a course, or whether it's for an upcoming event, whether it's somewhere, okay, that's going to take them, to give them the option to check something else out. Okay, I usually like to put this at the end, okay, that way it doesn't redirect them off the whole thing. So usually it'll be somewhere towards the end, like, and we have this coming up, this course, this bully prevention class, this whatever, okay, so it could be an article with a link, all right, and then when I talk about the course, or I talk about the kit, or I talk about whatever, I want to have a link in there as well. All right, and then I want to have a call to action with the link as well at the bottom. So what is my call to action? So if I have a blog post and it's about focus, okay, and then I have here the article, okay, more than likely I'd have a link to a video, okay, to show them an example of a client testimonial. All right, then as I keep going on, there's the link to the course. Here's the course link. Okay, that's going to take them to the free online course. All right, and then at the end, talking about to recap. All right, here's the call to action. All right, which could be a free whatever evaluation, focus consultation, whatever you want to call it. All right, so there's like 3 links right there. Samples of the way you could do it. It could be a video. It could be something to your a testimonial, something on your website, whatever. Okay, but the thing is, like, if this whole purpose again. This focus blog, okay, the article that I'm talking about, the call to action is to get them in for a consultation. All right. So if you notice here, like good content, video, good content, course. All right. So maybe they don't click this the first time. Maybe they take the course first. Now the course, same thing. Where should it take them? It should be another link that takes them back to that consultation they didn't do. All right. And then that brings them back, for the consultation, brings them into the school. So this is like, again, it's simple. I'm trying to explain that, and then the goal is to convert them. So at the end of the day, we're making great content. We're trying our best, but remember, we're trying to make money. We're trying to convert. We're trying to get students. That's at the end of the day what we're trying to do. So I hope that strategy makes a little bit more sense for you. And the most important thing about your links is you want to track them. Perfect Mind does this for you automatically. Okay, and I like to use a free link tracker. It's called bit.ly.com. I want to know what people are clicking and why. Meaning, I could see that, the courses or the YouTube videos, or what is the most popular thing people are clicking. Again, like, people could say things and talk about different things, but really, where's the proof behind it? So if you use bit.ly.com, it's a free application. You can sign up for it. And at Perfect Mind, we track the links. Okay, but I like to use that when I have a blast. I like to use links in bit.ly because it gives me a little bit different statistics, and you can explore both of them, and you want to know what people are clicking and why they're clicking them. That's how you're able to determine it. All right, go back after a month like I do, and I could see, wow, man, these blog posts did great. These blog posts did terrible. All right, then all you got to do is really go through it, and you can see, wow, this was really, there wasn't that much information. I really didn't solve any problems. Everything we talked about was not covered. All right, so everybody's getting excited to start doing email marketing. Let's go over takeaway number 5. 10 tips, excuse me, 10 tips before you start. All right. So the first thing is this: you're getting started, all right? And you could ask John Malik. Me and MF actually, I believe we beat them in the pool. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's right. You guys got that lucky shot. No, I'm just kidding, John. But anyway, I used to be a pool player too. I played pool back in the day. And if you look at this is a perfect example. I always loved. I was getting everything organized. Okay, it's like before you go in, get everything in place. Okay, before you start doing emails, like work backwards. Don't just go and start blasting everybody. Take the extra couple days and start next week if you want. But get everything in order first. Okay, that's my tip number one for you. Okay, get everything structured and organized first. Number two, I'm sorry, before we go to number two, I'm talking about the website, the mobile site, the iPad, Facebook. All right, this is important. All right, so these are the things I would do. I would like to get everything in place. All right, because if not, what happens is the overwhelming. That's what happens to people. That's what happens to business owners. They start doing something and then they're unorganized and then it dies and they never do it. Get a strategy. Get everything organized in one place and get together. Number two, after you've gotten everything ready, map out the next 30 days. Okay, week one. Okay, that's week one. Okay, week two, week three, week four, goals. Okay, 10, consultations or whatever you want to call them, 10 free trials, whatever you want to do. All right, but week one, we're going to do 3 email blasts. We're going to do one on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Week number two, we're going to do one on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Week three, boom, boom. This is the content we're going to do. These are the topics. This is who's going to do them. Okay, this is the content. Okay, this is who. Okay, this is the weeks. This is the goal. All right, really simple. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not the best, really bad handwriting, I guess. But anyway, that's what it should look like. Okay, for number two, map out the next 30 days. Number three, when you're mapping it out, where do you want the links to take them? Okay, is it, obviously, to your site, that's great. But to me, it's like I'm not really, at this point with this, I'm not trying to take them to the site. Like is it a trial? Is it a consultation? Is it a free 2 weeks? Okay, where are we trying to take them? What do we want to get out of it? I know we want them to be a student, okay, but where are the links? It's the link strategy I'm talking about here, okay, the links, all right? Don't just like do links for no reason. Where are the links taking them? Come up with that. I gave you 10 subject lines for target market, okay, so based on your target market, which is, whether it's BJJ, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, Pilates, Tai Chi, yoga, the other styles, 5 reasons you should blank. 5 reasons why you should, train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. 10 ways to improve flexibility through Taekwondo. 10 ways to improve focus through Jiu-Jitsu. Ebook, all right? How martial arts helps children to focus. Online course. Focus course, bully course, kidnapping course, whatever. Bully kit for parents. Commonly asked questions by our clients. 5 things you missed last week. People like that one. That's a good one. Mix it up a little bit too. Remember I always talk about rotation, content rotation. Mix it up. Okay, that's like it's supposed to be like a mix up, but it looks like it's kind of face or something. But anyway, 5 things you missed this week. Mix up that rotation. Surveys. People know I really like Poll Daddy and Serves.com. Serves SURVS.com. We would love your feedback. How our customer service department works. Okay, how our billing department works. Whatever for your school. You can even talk about that. People might be interested. We want your opinion. Personal emails, so important. All right, blasts are great. You want to see your numbers increase. Okay, send personal emails. Okay, yeah, it takes a lot of time. All right, but if you care, you'll send a personal email. I have blasts go out, all the time to people about webinars and things like that. But I mean, other than that, I'm sending people personal emails if I think there's something good for them. If I think there's something that, what, all right, this is good for this guy. This is good for this client. This is good for this woman. All right, I'm going to send her a personal email, tell her a little bit about it, and show her that, I'm thinking about them. And this one, be careful about. I like to shock people. Like, to me, like, I like controversy. I like, throwing things out there. I'll put things in posts like, what the blank is something. I'll have like a curse word. with hyphens and stuff like that. To me, like, I want to try different things. I want to see the response rate. Now, I'm not saying if you're students, okay, but you could say, like, I got beat up last night, or, whatever, something like that. Like, and then, but it's a video of maybe you sparring one of your students who's a kid, and, she's showing that you're a compassion instructor, and, a 4-year-old, like, was doing, or a 6-year-old was doing point sparring and scored a point on you in one of your classes. You know what I mean? Something like I use this also as make it inside out. Shock them inside out. Something that's controversial. You got to mix it up every once in a while. Don't always be about the list, the tips, the kits. Change it up. I talked about this one. Send it from a person. Okay? Send it from a person. All right? I get emails from you guys and from people in the room, I'm sure. Info at whatever, ABC Martial Arts. Sales at Info Martial Arts. Okay? Business at Martial Arts. Okay? Like, and then here's another one too. A lot of people will use, like, so-and-so at AOL.com. Here's another horrible one. Jim at Cox.net. All right? And that's going out to students. Something at business.com. Again, we're talking real talk here, guys. Like, people, it looks always a lot better using your brand at ABC Karate, at ABC Martial Arts, whatever. If you use AOL or if you use other things, hey, that's fine. I understand, whatever. But I'm just giving you, like, some of my tips that if you use info and, like, things that are weird, like, use your name. What are you hiding? I've seen that, or even initials of your school, whatever. But to me, Nick at championsway.com, Sensei Nick at championsway.com, Nick Doherty at perfectmind.com, something like that. I like people to know what's coming from me, not from info at, I used to use that back in the day. John remembers. John, what was the email address I used to use all the time? Info at martialarts.com. Like, who is that? Who is info at martialarts.com? Think about it. So those are the ones I would never use the email addresses like this, okay, or like this personally. I would use the brand name, but that's just something I would share with you. Number 6, hook up your subscribers, okay, and you could do this very simple in Perfect Mind. Learning section and your member section, okay. That's the reason why people are going to join the lounge and join your member section, because you have things in there that are of value to them. All right, not because, like, hey guys, listen, we want everybody to join because we're going to blast you every single day, and periodically from time to time we're going to send you something good. Mostly specials and deals, and we just want to get as many email addresses as we can. No, okay, don't do that. It's not going to work. So if you're getting subscribers, take care of them, all right, and they will tell other people about your content. They will tell other people about what you have. And for those you don't know, if you go into PM2, the browser version, and you went into it, you could just download the Learning Center right here, okay? And here's the video library, 1 or 2 of those, okay? And you can make it available for all the members. Number 7, use lists. This is really important. I was helping out a client earlier today about this one. This is my school database right here. If you see this, when I'm into emails, I go to 2, and the object should be under student, or it could be under lead, or it could be whatever you want it to be under. So if I selected student object, you'll notice here's a sample of some of my lists, okay? I took the screenshot of students, but this is leads. All leads with email addresses, leads created over 6 months ago, leads over 18, leads under 12 years old, leads under 6 years old. Obviously, it's the parents' email address, not the kids. Lessons expire tomorrow, new web lead today, SMO converted, SMO Facebook welcome tab, all right? All the different types of leads go right in there. That's a list, and that's some of them. There's, I have student list, but that's what you want to have it like. You want to build that. If you're using Perfect Mind, make sure you get set up on that. When you were talking earlier about Perfect Mind, or I was talking earlier and I was talking about statistics, email status detail, and links. You want to check out, those are the 2 main ones you want to see. Here's a great one that John made for actually MISU students. Hi, John. We haven't seen you in classes the past week. We just wanted to see when you were coming back for classes. Please let me know. Sensei John, like us on Facebook. There you go, little image. Okay, first name, where you been, Jim? We miss you. All right, and then if you want to see the stats, here's the people that opened it, that were absent in the last 7 days. Okay, and then this is the ones that I really am concerned about. You must keep lists current, which we don't have. I know we don't, most of us, okay? These 3 people, look at this, email unavailable. Okay, but what will happen is, for most of us, probably about 8 months will go by, 9 months, we'll never even look into it. All right? divorces, families break up, things happen, challenges. You got to be on top of that. So that's why you want to make sure you're constantly updating the email addresses if you want to keep people informed about what's going on. Number 9, update your current students' emails. That's what we just talked about. Every month, okay, not once a year, okay? And, this is something your front desk person should be doing. If they're not, make sure you get them on that as soon as possible. And then automate some of your email responses. One, absent. If you track attendance properly, if you don't do this, okay? If you don't track attendance, you're going to send out emails and everyone's going to be coming back to you saying, I was already in for class, and that makes you look bad. One of the easiest ones is someone's birthday. It's always great to send someone a birthday, thank you, happy birthday. All right, birthday parties, people that are having birthday parties within 130 days or 120 days, that's when you will start marketing it. People start doing it at 30. I'm not sure, but that's why you don't have any birthday parties. You guys start promoting birthday parties to people, children that are having their birthday up in the next 120 days. People are planning well in advance. Delinquents, and there's different ways and levels of doing that delinquency. Like starting off with something about, just contact us. We saw there was a issue with a challenge with your account. Okay, a challenge with your account. Not, your tuition's late, call me back or something like that. Be really nice and careful and have different stages of the delinquency once it goes into different dates. Welcome letters or welcome emails expires in 60, 90 days and 30 daes as well. Okay, the common mistake is everybody waits until 30. All right, but really the key is every month, and if you at least go to 90, then you don't look as just like you don't really care about them. If someone's program's expiring in 30 days and you're calling them the week before it expires, what happened to the year before that? You know what I mean? Ratings, student ratings, when people are becoming a non-active student, that's a really important one. And when someone becomes a C student, that's when they're going to become a non-active student. So setting up auto emails for that are effective as well. And this is all available in Perfect Mind. So let's review. Number 1, there is a formula. Okay, the obstacles we talked about, no spam. If you don't want any spam, we talked about what you need to do. All right, making sure you're using your personal email, okay, and you're not putting things in the subject lines like that are going to be checked by the spam filters. All right, and then also time, making sure that you're sending emails on the right time. The 7 highly annoying emailer habits, okay, we want to stay away from that. We don't want to become annoying. Make sure that you do the following. Okay, you want to have great content. You want to have a mobile site. Okay, you want to make sure that you have tons of links. You want to make sure that you're doing it at the proper time. And we already talked about the mobile devices. Everybody's on mobile. The 5 ways to get subscribers: website, Facebook, at events, blog, front desk, and iPad. The 5 rules of email content: what's in it for me, solving problems, list building tips, can they share the content, and good call to action buttons. Links or sync, we talked about this whole process, having a blog, and then where to have the links on your articles, your courses, call to actions, and the goals to convert. 10 tips before you get started. 1 through 5, getting everything set, making your map, understanding the link strategy, subject lines of the emails, okay, making sure you have good things. Make it personal. Learning Center, Video Library, having excellent content for them. Lists, checking everything in Perfect Mind. Updates, your email accounts. Automation. Okay, guys, we have a free gift. Hope everybody enjoyed the webinar. If you'd like a free website assessment for lead generation, you can visit assessment.championsway.com. You also get a free 30-minute phone consultation on email marketing, or you can just call 877-774-5425 extension 1. And right now we'll see if there's any questions, and then I believe John Malik will be doing, or John, will you be going first with that, or did you want to go after the questions? All right, so let's type the questions in the box. Any questions whatsoever, please type in the box as soon as you can. Rick, if we have a social site, how do we create a mobile site? Rick, you'd have to contact the Champions Way sales department. I'm not sure exactly how much it is. I think it's around like $449, somewhere around that, to have a mobile site. It is included in an SMO package, but I believe if you're interested in just having the mobile site, you could check in and contact sales, and they could explain to you the different options for a mobile site. Can you please email me the webinar so my staff can watch it? Absolutely, Chelsea. If you just email me at sensei.nick@championsway.com. How do you avoid the feeling of a hard sell? Well, Dave, I think that I thought I explained that kind of during the webinar. I don't really think we're doing hard selling because, we're giving content of value. So I don't really look at it as doing hard selling. I think that the content sells itself. And then from there, if you're putting together a strategy like that, there really is no hard sell. That's the whole purpose of what we're trying to do. We're trying to avoid the hard sale. So I don't, when we're putting out content and articles and so forth, that's how you avoid it. How do we set up a capture form, a capture window on Facebook? Rob, that's something we do. There's a charge for that. It's part of our SMO package. If not, then that's something you'd have to contact a graphic designer on. But if you need more information on that, you can email me at sensei.nick@championsway.com, or you can contact a graphic designer yourself. Where do I send the form for content for social media? Walter@championsway.com. We are not utilizing auto emails, video library. Where is the assistance info for using Perfect Mind in this way? Will, there's a whole library inside Perfect Mind that explains how to use actually auto emails. It's all in there. If you go to championsway.com and go to Learning Center, Perfect Mind, there's Perfect Mind Martial Arts. There's a course there. Maybe the teacher could bring that up so you could show them a screenshot. But if not, that's where you would need to go for that, Will. Just go to championsway.com, Learning Center, and it's perfectmind.com. I'm sorry, Perfect Mind Martial Arts course. And you also always can book training through for customer service, and that's 877-774 extension 2. When you mention the Learning Center and the member section, are you saying to link directly to that in our emails, blog, or should we be creating those on our social site? Let me read this one more time. When we mention the Learning Center and the member section, are you saying to link directly to that in our emails, blogs, or should we be creating those in our social site? Well, Rick, what I do is if I have a course, as I'm talking about for Champions Way, I don't really do that many courses in my school because I'm not there. But what I do is I'll link it right to the course, and then they have to become a member in order to go in there. So that's what I'd recommend doing, is having it go a link right to the actual course. How do we get a personal email other than AOL, Yahoo, etc.? The easiest way to do that would be to contact customer service. If you have a website through us, I'm not sure if you do or not, but usually all of our websites, we give everybody 5 emails. So my email is championsnj.com. You would contact customer service and say, listen, you guys host my website, and I would like to get set up so I could use @championsnj.com, or whatever the name of your website is. Okay, guys, we'll have time for one more question, and if anybody could type it in right quick, that'd be great. What is better, one Facebook page or multiple focused on different classes that you offer? 100% one Facebook page. And I'll tell you why. A couple reasons. Number one is that you'll never manage all of them, okay, ever. You know what I mean? They'll die. And it's better to have one brand and having everybody directed in one place. Okay, guys, well, that's it. That's all we have time for. I'm sorry. If anybody has any further questions, you can contact me at sensei.nick@championsway.com. Sensei.nick@championsway.com. Thank you to everybody for attending today, and also make sure to register for our upcoming webinar. It'll be in 2 weeks, next Thursday, not this Thursday, the following Thursday. The 5 keys, okay, to developing your online presence. I think everybody will really enjoy that. Make sure you register for that. It is on our Facebook page, okay. And on behalf of Champions Way, Datis, John Malik, this is Sensei Nick signing off. Thank you so much, and have a great day, everybody.